For lesson 11, this is the second exploratory challenge in the classwork, and it's titled Possible Association Based on Conditional Relative Frequencies. Two categorical variables are associated if the row relative are associated. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Are associated if the row conditional relative frequencies or column relative frequencies are different for the rows or column. Okay, rows or columns of the table. For example, if the selection of superpowers selected for females is different than the selection for superpowers for males, then the gender and superpower favorites are associated. This difference indicates that knowing the gender of the person in the sample indicates something about their superpower preference. Basically, doesn't matter if, and this is where you can take notes, doesn't matter if you're a male or female, what your favorite superpower is. That's what we're going to use our data to find out if there is a possible association. The evidence of an association is strongest when the conditional relative frequencies are quite different. This is why statistics is weird and wonderful, because it says something like quite different. If the conditional relative frequencies are nearly equal for all categories, then there's probably not an association between variables. Here's our table that you've been working on for the past couple days. I just copied it from the homework notes, and we have all these percentages for the conditional probabilities. And if you look, there's like some difference. Some things aren't very different. 29, and this is a 26. This is a 30, and this is also 30. But some things are really different. So examine the conditional relative frequencies in the two-way table of the conditional relative frequencies you created in exercise 1. That was in last night's summary. Note that for each superpower, the conditional relative frequencies are different for males and females. So this is 21.4%, and this is 23%. So there's a difference between these two frequencies, between these two conditional relative frequencies, definitely between this one. This one is a really big gap. This one's a really big gap too. So for what superpowers would you say the conditional relative frequencies for females and males are very different? Let's see, invisibility, super strength, and telepathy have very different conditional relative frequencies between females and males. Definitely. Okay. For what superpowers are the conditional relative frequencies nearly equal for males and females? Let's take a look. Nearly equal. Guess these are pretty equal. Freezing time. This has like a 2% less than 2% difference. Yeah, I would say that one. Okay. The superpower to fly has very similar conditional relative frequencies. So a lot of you can just kind of make the association just by looking at the percentages, but it's helpful to put in which frequencies tell you this, because that's the reason why we're studying each different type of frequency, conditional relative frequencies, because it's based, remember we got these percentages because we took the number of females who chose to fly and divided it by the total number of females. Okay. Suppose a student is selected at random from the students who completed the survey. Would knowing the student's gender be helpful in predicting which superpower the student selected? Explain your answer. Yes. Knowing the gender would be helpful in figuring out which superpower would be his or her favorite. The data shows there is an association and genders. Is there evidence of an association between gender and superpower? Yes. With, for example, notice how I'm answering the question yes, and I'm putting a reason why, and I'm explaining right now. For example, super strength is favorited by 11.2% of males and only favorited by 0.4% of females surveyed. That's a big difference. Okay, this is large. I said the difference between the conditional relative frequencies is very large. So, what superpower would you recommend the students at Rufus High School select their superior character? Justify your choice. This one is up to you because maybe some of you are going to say, if there are more females at the high school, to choose telepathy as the comic strip superpower. If there are more males, maybe you should choose freeze time. Or if you just want to reach the widest audience, and which is 30% of the audience, then choose freeze time. You can justify your choice using a conditional relative frequency. Okay, so that is the second exploratory challenge. Bye.